Oh, hello. Right. Ah, I wasn't ready for you. I better get ready. Right. Yeah. So, you may have noticed I put some posts up. Sorry, let me just put that book down. I put some posts up last week of what was new in the vault, and it was this fella, Magic Square, MS-02B Dark Lord, which is their version or homage, if you will, of Nemesis Prime, or Scourge, if you will. In some continuities it's called Scourge, but yes, Nemesis Prime. So yeah, he came in. I posted a few photos on Instagram, which you may have seen, and on Facebook, but I hadn't done a review as yet, and I thought, well, I'll just do a short, brief video like what I did for the Mod Fans ruler, which has since been taken down because I just didn't like it. So I'm going to do that again. But in the meantime, I thought I might as well just do this one and get this one out of the way. So yeah, so anyway, the box is a box. It's quite a nice bit of artwork there at the front, looking all intimidating, and there's a bit of line art to the side, image of truck mode at the back with the tech specs, usual warnings and things at the bottom, and that's it. But yeah, it's a box, it just does what a box does. Not more you can say about that. So the figure itself, which I'll get to in a moment. Sorry, you're there. I keep looking at the screen here, but you're there, aren't you? I should be looking here. The figure itself comes in the usual clamp like this, two-part clamp. They're all right. They do what they need to do. I'd much prefer polys. I like a figure that comes in polystyrene. Fans Toys, I've got that down, and just feel something a bit premium about that. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I suppose it keeps the cost down, putting it in a clam tray like that. But yeah, it does its job. I did read somewhere. I don't know if it's right or not, but there must have been some issue with the clam. The plastic clam for previous releases. I don't know if it was for the light of peace or what, but it was damaging the smokestacks. I think I read that, or I might have dreamed it. I'm not right sure. I did have some cheese that night, so who knows. But I mean, if that is right, then I'm sure someone will let me know, and I'm sure if it's wrong, I'm damn sure someone will let me know as well. But yeah, anyway, that's the clamp, and we might as well do the accessories first. Oh, what I will mention is, as I'm talking and going through this figure, there'll be some photos, or the photos that I've taken will pop up in and about the screen, and there might even be like a little twirly turntable thing as well. But anyway, so yeah, the figure itself comes with some instructions, which are these here, which are pretty straightforward to follow, but it's not a difficult transformation. And if you had the original figure, the first version, Light of Victory, was it? Light of Freedom, that's it, yeah. If you had Light of Freedom, the transformation's very, very similar. There's a slight difference here and there, but yeah, so it's the kind of thing, like the Mod Fans that I mentioned last time. Once you've done it, you've got it down, and it's pretty straightforward. So anyway, instructions. With that, you also get a collector's card. There we go, nice little collector's card, and he has his tech specs on the back there. If I hold them up to the screen, you may not be able to read them, but I'm sure someone's got a photo of them. But it's just, I think they're pretty much the same as Optimus Prime's, to be fair. So yeah, right, accessory wise, so he comes with his usual ion blaster. I believe it's an ion blaster, yeah. Memory's a bit vague these days. And up until recently, I wasn't aware that, well, obviously I was aware that the tip came off, but there's one of the other Magic Square figures, I think, has an LED that fits in there, and so it lights up when you go like a pew pew, poo 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 kind of thing. So yeah, that's just like another little extra feature on the gun. He holds it well enough in his hand. It's got like a little peg at the side there that's goes into the palm of his hand. We get the obligatory Energo axe, which I can take or leave. It's a nice little accessory. I mean, the translucent red plastic of this is gorgeous, but people, I need to look here, stop looking there. People know I love translucent plastic anyway, so there's got a little bubble in there, but it doesn't distract from it at all. But yeah, it's been on for a couple of photos, and it won't get used again, but I do appreciate it. especially when it's such a nice colour like that and translucent plastic. We get 2 fifth wheels, which are like the trailer hookups. So we've got one, put it the right way around there. We've got one. This is for MP44's trailer, and this is for MP10's trailer. I can't say anything about that because I don't have MP44, so that can go over there. MP10's, yeah, works just fine. And it also has the added bonus, because of the way that it tabs on, it kind of makes the leg section, when it's in vehicle mode, a bit more stable, because there's a lot of like folding panels and, you know, tabbing together, keeps it together. And then the last accessory is, where have I put it? Oh, it's there. An MP10 style head, which initially, when I first got it out of the box, I thought that's really nice, but then my eye was drawn to, well, his eyes. They're a bit far apart. The way that they've been sculpted, they're too far apart. You probably can't see it very well here, but on the photos, I'll put the photos up on Instagram and Facebook. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a written review as well, which will be on the Vaults of Icon website, because I haven't done any written reviews for ages, and I do have quite a backlog of figures to do reviews on. But anyway, so yeah, the eyes are a little bit far apart for my liking, so it's a shame really, because I would have used this as the head for the Dark Lord, just to give it that little bit of a different variation to you know, his inspiration. I'll get to them in a second. So yeah, so no, it's not you. Right, so main event, as they say. Here he is, MS-02B Dark Lord. We've done that. I've done that bit, haven't I? Yeah, Nemesis Prime. What an absolutely gorgeous figure. And if I may quote Lee, you can't beat a Black Prime, can you? I believe that's what he says. Maybe, maybe not. I'm sure he'll correct me on that. But yeah, look at it. It's really nice. I've had various versions of Nemesis Prime over the years. I think the first one was obviously MP10, when Takara did their version of Nemesis Prime. That came and went. I had Transform Elements version. I then had the KO MP44 version. Like I said, they've all come and gone. And then we've had this one. I tend to do that. I'll get black versions of figures, I'll have them a while, then move them on. I did the same with, I had Black Rodimus MP09B and the MP13B, there's the Black Soundwave. The stuff like that come and go. But I think this one's going to be a keeper, I think, because I can't see Fans Toys doing a Black Prime. They may do, I don't know, but I'm not overshot. I'm still not sure about that Fans Toys mould for their Optimus Prime. They do Magic Square do a white version, but I'm not going to bother with it because, like I say, you've got fantastic models. Ma, which has the inner white robot, so that ticks that box. So it'll be just this guy, and yeah, he's a keeper because it's just such. I like the proportions of it. I mean, I would say the Transform Element version, that could possibly have been my favourite version or interpretation of Prime, but the only thing that let that down really was the fact that it didn't have a thigh swivel, you know, at the top here. The swivel was at the knee joint, and that kind of did put me off because it restricted some of the poses that you could do with it. So again, he came and he went, and it's a shame because it is a good figure, but it was just that thing that it just niggled me, so he had to go. I had the original version of Light of Freedom, Magic Square, but again that came and went. I had all the versions that had the black, the white, and the original, and then the metallic, but they all came and went. So yeah, but it's the proportions wise really that I think I'm keeping this one and those ones as well, because he's just got that like heroic kind of sort of like, you know, broad shouldered, you know, which MP44 doesn't. MP44 looks kind of, it's a bit too slender, you know, like you want Prime to be kind of like, you know, that pose, you know, that kind of thing, like, you know, broad shouldered and, you know, kind of the alpha kind of thing, you know, like it can take care of business, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, You may notice I've put the Decepticon insignia on there. I've gone for it on what I've noticed that a lot of people tend to put it on the left arm, similar to Optimus Prime. But I went my little head cannon. I think I went with the left arm. Sorry, with the right arm. Sorry, because I figured Nemesis Prime is the complete opposite of Optimus Prime. So why would he have his symbol on the same arm as Prime? He'd go for it on the opposite one. So that's why I've done that one there. I've put it on his right arm as opposed to his left. The plastic on it it's a great quality plastic. There's quite a bit of paint application on here. It's mainly highlights. I mean, you've got obviously the silver legs and around the waist area, then the teal highlights here, teal highlights in the forearms, the silver band around the lower chest area. You also get that band there on the underside of the forearms, but that's mainly for in truck mode. There's some nice paint application to the face. The metallic red on the eyes is really nice. That stands out quite well, but you can't really see it that well here on the camera. You've got silver highlights on the shins here. Sadly, the toe tips here are not die cast like what they are on the EX version. That's a shame. I would like to have seen the die cast in there. Nice chrome on the stacks and the fuel tanks at the side here. And then if we open up the chest cavity, sounds like I'm doing an operation there. Let's open the chest cavity, nurse. He's got his evil matrix of leadership down in there. Nice red jewel there, and you've got some teal highlights, and then a bit of silver and chrome. But that chrome's just carryover from the front bumper that obviously twists rounds and reverses, forms part of the shed. The chest, and then you've got like painted windscreen, or if for the US viewers, windshield wipers. There's a nice red translucent plastic for the windows, which is the same shade as what it is for the Energoax. I'm thinking of getting in touch with
Royal Lotus
for some stickers. He did a set of stickers for, I forget if it's Runabout or Run Amok, the Black Lotus that X-Transbots did. There was a hole in the windshield and
Royal Lotus
stickers to cover up, and he matched the metallic paint that they used on the figure bang on, and it's a really nice shade of metallic red. So I'm thinking about just giving them a shout and getting some for here. There won't be a permanent thing. It just put on for a few photos, see how they look. I mean, I have the correct colour vinyl, which is adhesive vinyl, which I used on the EX version over there. The EX version there. I kept it on for a few photos and then took it off, because I do like that you can see, through the windscreen. Sorry, your windshield windscreen. The details in there. I do like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention the chrome of the grille there as well. Articulation wise, I won't bore you with that, because if you've already got the figure, or if you've watched other videos, or you've got the previous Light of Freedom version, then you'll know what the articulation is like. It's all like the arms twisty, and he's got like a good crunch here and twisty around and that. I do like how the legs can double fold back up on themselves like that. Same with the arms, they can fold up on themselves. I like all the hands are a thing for me. I get a bit put off sometimes, not put off enough to not buy the figure, but I do get put off where you'll get a figure it's really good and it's let down by the hands. I like a good articulation on the fingers and thumb and things like that, because I like to do like the resting hand poses and things like that. So the articulation's good, and you can get some really good poses out of him. Some far more creative than what I can do. I'm not very creative when it comes to that area, but yeah, you can get some good poses on it. I'm not going to transform him on camera. That ain't happening. No, just no. But there will be, like I said, photos and a little turntable thing of him in vehicle mode anyway. The vehicle mode it's a good solid vehicle mode. Very reminiscent of his G1 cartoon appearance. I'm talking Optimus Prime here, not Nemesis. And it's just a truck, and it does what it needs to do, and it hooks up to the trailer well, as I mentioned when I was talking about the the fifth wheel hitch there. And I don't think there's much more I can say about him. Oh, there probably is, but I just don't want to bore you. And there's only so many times I can say and so, So yeah, there we go. But what I'll do is I'll get these two. I'll start with the. This is a TC version, which I'll be honest with you, I think is my favourite out of the three, and this is the one that's the homage to the G1 toy, and it just looks lovely. The again, it doesn't show up very well here on this, but the shade of red that they've used is beautiful. That was my phone. I thought I'd put it on mute, but obviously I hadn't. It's beeping away.
Transmission error. We apologize for the disruption.
So yeah, back to this. Yeah, so it's a lovely shade of red. Now, I read somewhere, and I could be wrong, but they're not. Will you stop, please? They're not painted in the strictest sense of being painted. I believe it's like a paint infused plastic. Now, my understanding of that is that the paint is mixed in with the plastic mix before it's moulded, so it gives you this kind of painted effect, but the paint doesn't get scratched when you manipulate and transform and things like that, and it shows up, especially on this one, as kind of like a really glossy kind of like fleck kind of thing. It does look really, really nice. Now on the Nemesis version here, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure it has it. I think it's just maybe a flat plastic. I mean, looking under the light, there does look to be a slight little fleck to it, but I couldn't say for definite. It could be my eyes, it could be the light, or what. I'm not right sure, but it doesn't diminish from it. It still looks lovely, and it looks well. They do look well side by side. And I'll get the EX version, and again, this is another one. This is really nice. It's a slightly different shade of red than the TC version. Still nice, still lovely. You still tell it's got the fleck in there, but it just seems to have a bit more of a glossy sheen to it than what the other two have. And again, I'm assuming because they want to make it look like cartoony, So, but yeah, they all look, they all line up and look nice together, when they we'll pop him there. Oh, in there. Watch your foot. Right. Oh, it'd be right. I'll see to that later. And then the TC version, and then obviously at the back we've got Pangu Toys Prime, which is just the oversized version of those three chaps. So yeah, I really honestly can't think of anything else more to say. I got my copy I bought it direct from Magic Square, like I did the TC version. The EX version I picked up from Cosmic Toys, which is local to me. And Pangu, I think I picked that one up from Shozi. So to my knowledge, they're all still available from wherever you can find them. So yeah, I think, to be fair, I'm just waffling now, so I'm going to finish it there. That was me. That was him. It was very brief, and hopefully I'll see you on another one. Catch you later.
The bolts of icon.